talking to Conor's father. Such an honor to welcome back to the program the one and only Tony McGregor. Tony, are you there?
I'm here. Ariel, thank you very much for that wonderful introduction. Incidentally, it takes two. Margaret also had a hand in it.
That is very true. That is very true. And you know what? Right. I've read a lot of your interviews. Now you're a cultural icon in Dublin and in Ireland and worldwide. And I really respect the fact that you always take the time to give a shout out to your wife. Very well done. That's all class on your part. So I appreciate you doing that right off the top.
Thank you for that.
So, Tony, I got to ask you, did you watch the tour last week?
I did watch the tour. Like you, I watched it with bated breath, and I thought, everything about it was superb. Two fighters, the spectacle, it was everything that promoters and TV executives would love. And more importantly, it's what fans love as well. So, yeah, I really enjoyed it. It's been a wonderful journey for us all from the start, right from the very start.
Could you paint the picture for us? Like, again, this is your son, so you obviously watch him with a different set of eyes and a different perspective. Do you all sit down with a cup of tea and say, okay, let's watch, Toronto and see what Conor has in store for us? How do you consume this?
Well, we do sit down as not so much as a one family unit anymore, because Margaret and I are empty nesters now. So they're all adult children. They have their own apartments and homes where they look at themselves. But we're in constant communication with them. Did you see this? Did you see that? Did you see the way he walked out? Did you see the suit he wore? I mean, we're just fans agog as well when he walks on stage.
Is it somewhat surreal? I mean, at this point, so much has happened, and I'm sure he ceases to amaze you. But to see him standing there next to the guy who many consider to be the greatest boxer of all time, and this idea seemed like a pipe dream not that long ago, when you actually saw him standing there for the first time across Floyd Mayweather, what are you thinking?
Well, something that really had me in awe, because it was fabricated. The entire thing was fabricated by Conor McGregor. He said he'd get this fight, and no one believed him, but he got the fight, and that's what really amazes me. Really and truly, that's what amazes me. How he commissioned all these things, all the went off in different tangents, there was all different sinews to drag in and tie up, and it just all came together in the end. And it must have been extremely difficult from a business point of view. Never mind from a fighting perspective, just from the business side of things, it must have been very difficult to get all this to come together.
Did you think this would happen, or were you like most of us who thought, okay, go ahead?
Initially, no. I mean, he said he would do it. I knew this pre-Christmas. I knew that it was going to happen. I had to keep mum on it. So no, I knew it was going to happen. And but the difficulty in getting it to happen, that's what amazes me. That really sort of amazes me. And to this moment, I still can't believe it. And I think also, by the way, a lot of people are not going to believe what's going to happen on the 26th of August in the T-Mobile Arena, because the boxing fraternity, they wrote Conor off. No one in the boxing world has given him a chance. I think what Conor is going to produce in the T-Mobile on the 26th is nothing short of a seismic shock. It's going to reverberate right through the whole unarmed combat world. And while Mayweather was the best fighter in the world, and no one can take that away from him, on the 26th of August, he's going to be the second best fighter in the world.
Will you be there?
Only one number one. I'll be there. Our family are flying out en bloc on 23rd, so we're there for a week. That's all we need. Take in the atmosphere, soak up the atmosphere, and enjoy the spectacle. I'll be there in amongst the fans cheering on our number one hero.
So Conor said last week, under 4. What is your prediction?
Well, I always stick with Conor. Under 4. That's what he said. That's what he's going to do. He's not called Mystic Mac for nothing. He predicts it and he produces it.
And when he fights in MMA, I'm sure there's a level of confidence there because he's been doing it for so long. Is there any part of you that's a little more anxious, or do you expect to be more anxious as the fight comes about? Because this is really uncharted territory for him.
It is uncharted. Well, not so much uncharted. Fighting at this level, obviously, is uncharted. But no, he's prepared well. He knows his opponents. He's fought boxing. Boxing, by the way, was his first discipline as a young boy, and that's how he has that stand-up power. I don't think Mayweather has much to produce to cause Conor any difficulty. I don't think he has the power. You know, he has a lot of defensive moves. Conor can pick them out. He'll wear them down, and Conor has the precision. He has the power. You know, he has that kinetic energy, and I don't think Mayweather has experienced that kinetic energy. And when Conor connects, I just think Mayweather's going to fold. So the prediction for Conor, he says under 4, I'm going to stick. He says in 4, I'm going to stick with Conor 4. I don't bet, by the way. I'm not a betting man. I've never bet on Conor.
Okay.
So I won't be placing any money on him, but I'll be with him all the way. He says 4. I'm sticking with 4 also.
What is life like for you and Margaret these days? Is this unlike anything you've imagined? I'm assuming if people are coming up to me every second of the day asking about the fight, I'm assuming you can't walk a step without someone talking to you about it, right?
Yeah, we get a lot of attention here in Ireland. I mean, we're like mini celebrities, I think, if you could call us that, although we don't assume that we are. We're just normal people. But we do get a lot of attention. He has huge support here. So nearly every person in Ireland is a supporter of Conor McGregor. So when they see us or when they know who we are, they'll always ask questions or, send best wishes to Conor. You know, that's always happening. No matter we go to the supermarket, down to the local pub. In fact, I was in the doctor's surgery this afternoon with just a minor stupid thing which I needed some medical attention. And in the waiting room, patients in the waiting room asked, "Are you Conor McGregor?" "Oh, tell Conor we love him. Tell him best of wishes. We'd love to be there." So I get it everywhere, yeah.
Does it ever get old? Does it ever get a little tiresome?
No, how could it ever get old? No, excitement never gets old, Ariel. Never gets old. When I do like my show, my mother will text me and say, "I love this, I love that." Do you text him after these, performances and say that was brilliant? Do you talk to him, or is it too crazy? You need to kind of give him his space a bit. No, I do talk to him. I do text him. Keep up the good work. Your mother loves the suits. That was a new suit we saw, and we text him all the time. His mother and I have a great interest in him in his career, so yeah, text him all the time.
And you're referring to the FU suit, right?
FU suit, yeah. It's a new one. I mean, he's even blazing trails in the fashion world,
Yes. What do you prefer, when he wears the suit or the fur coat and the shirtless? Which look do you prefer for your son?
I think as a parent, we'll always go for the suit.
Yes.
Suit wins with me, always.
That's right.
You can't beat bespoke tailoring.
That's right. You were the one who introduced him to that, right?
Well, I'd like to think he got something off me. I don't think he got his fighting prowess off me. Maybe he got his style off me, and he's honed it to his standard. Now, I've only ever got one bespoke tailored suit.
Just one?
Off the peg. Mm-hmm. Just one. Well, funny enough, actually, I've had 3 actually, but funny enough. I just like off the peg suits. They fit me better. If I need them to, I might. I possibly could. On the 26th.
Okay. He is coming out with his own line of suits. He told us. Oh, we may have lost you there. Tony, are you still there?
Yeah, I'm still here. Yeah, still here.
Okay. Yeah, I was saying he's coming out with his own line, so I'm sure that he could hook you up. Is it not true that your father actually used to dabble in boxing?
He was an amateur boxer as well, yeah.
Yeah, so maybe he got it from him.
At amateur level, yeah. Possibly, yeah. It's obviously in the lineage somewhere along the line, You obviously pick it up from the lineage, Some people are born to be great writers or great poets, great artists. It's obviously taken somewhere along the lineage. So I'd like to think we have lineage that the McGregors have lineage that produced this wonderful world-class fighter.
Recently, Conor, of course, became a father for the first time. And this is obviously a great joy for you. I know being a grandparent is an amazing thing, seeing your son now tend to a child. Have you noticed a difference in him as a person since he became a father?
Of course, a new baby will always soften anybody, but it still doesn't mean he'll be softened in the ring. It softens, it brings out the emotions. Yeah, of course, a new baby, an infant will always soften people, but it doesn't soften when he's in the ring.
And what is it like for you to see him with a child now, being a dad? What's that like for you?
It's such a pleasure. It's such a pleasure to see new life being introduced into a family. It's. I call it now. It's like God's gratuity to grandparents. That's what a grandchild is like. It really is. When you experience it, Ariel, you'll realise it's wonderful to see new life coming into a family. It really is the best. That's more exciting than anything, honestly.
You and Margaret babysit when he's on these tours and stuff and going out and about?
Yeah, we love it. We attended a wedding there, a wedding in Malta, a foreign wedding. And Dee was with young Conor Jr. So we were looking after our grandson then. Yeah, we really love it.
That is amazing.
We have two grandsons and one granddaughter. So we really love it now. We're reveling in it.
So I'm told
everybody mature as well.
Yeah, and I know one of your daughters recently got married at the end of the year. So congratulations. Seems like, I mean, I don't want to put the evil eye, but man, the times are good for the McGregor's these days, right? I mean, with all your children.
Times are really good. You know, they really are, and we are grateful for every second of it. We realise how good life is for us, and we never take it for granted. We appreciate every second that God gives us.
I am shocked that there isn't a Tony McGregor reality show. I can't imagine that no one has reached out to you yet, right? I mean, someone has reached out to you.
Yeah, well, I had good fun on when the RTE did the 6-part documentary. I had good fun on that. I got great reviews from it. But, you know, I'm just a normal guy dossing about as well, you know.
Wait, but you would do it if offered, or if maybe the price is right?
Maybe.
Yeah.
No one has come to me yet with any figures.
Really?
So
I'm shocked.
Maybe I have some business acumen I could knock up some sort of an agreement with a reality TV, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you're just such an interesting man. You go to MMA events, and I was told from my colleague Peter Carroll that everyone's coming up to you. You can't even watch the fights for a minute by yourself because you're like a celebrity at these events. You like going to them?
Yeah. No, I have good fun. That was the BAM event recently. I met your colleague, nice guy. And after so many fans come up, I said, look, I do have a bladder as well.
And you're watching the fights with shades, right?
It's good fun. Pardon?
You're watching the fights with shades on indoors.
Yeah, they're prescription glasses. Yeah, prescription shades.
What about what's
cool as well? You know,
what's the best the best celebrity meeting that you've had since Conor became this international superstar? Was it Kanye West, that photo that you took with him, which I photobombed in the back?
That was good. Yeah, you photobombed that one. That was good. That was the best. Yeah, I got great reaction from that. Actually, the Irish media, printed media, picked that up and they put that in the papers. Yeah, that was good fun that night. That
was right after the second Diaz fight. You told me
right, yeah.
You told me when you were on the show 2 years ago that you recently retired, right?
Yeah, I'm retired now. I'm on a marina here now in Dunleary, which is a coastal resort town in Dublin, just outside Dublin City. So I'm just about to get on board Conor's yacht on his famous 188 and just take it out for a spin around the harbour. So, yeah, I'm retired, so I can do all these fun things now.
Just you by yourself?
I have Margaret on the yacht there now, and Erin, Conor's sister, and her boyfriend's partner, Terry, and we're going to take young Harry as well. That's their newborn.
Wow.
That's our other grandson. Yeah, so I'm going to take them out just for an hour, just to spin around the bay. Take her out of the harbour and spin around the bay. It's a beautiful sunny evening here. The skies are absolutely azure blue. It's about 28 degrees centigrade.
Wow.
I don't know what that is in your Fahrenheit, but it's really nice balmy evening. So I'll get an hour and a half out in the bay. Yeah.
It's a beautiful thing. I don't want to keep you too long. I just want to ask you about this. I was told that not that long ago, Conor came to your house and there was like 5, I think, BMWs. And he's like, hey, let's go for a spin. You like this car? Yeah, sure. Yeah. Here it is for you. Is that what happened recently? Has he been very generous?
That's what happened, yeah. He's been very generous.
What happened? Tell us the story.
Okay, he was off on one of his tours. He had come back. This was September 2 years ago. And he had come back from a long fight tour. I forget what fight it was. And I was told to get home quick. It was about 10 o'clock in the evening. So I just saw this entourage of cars, black cars, big chauffeur type cars, you know. And I thought, what the hell is this? This must be his entourage bringing him home. Black pipes do. BMW pulled up, and the electric limo went down. Conor was in the driver's seat. He says to me, "Do you like the car?" I said, "It's lovely." He says, "Sit in." I sat into the BMW. He says, "Do you really like it?" I says, "Yeah." He threw me the keys, said, "It's yours." I've been driving it ever since. I call it the Diablo.
So he's been very generous with his wealth since becoming this superstar.
He's been very generous. Absolutely. Yeah, that's how I be retired now. You know.
Yeah. And last thing for you, Tony, if you can still hear me, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you perfect. Yeah.
You know, one of the stories that came out last week was, is Conor McGregor a racist? Does he? How do you feel when you see these reports?
Listen, I view those things as race baiters. Okay, Conor McGregor is not racist. This fight is not about race. This fight is about skill and technique. In fact, I don't think any fight is ever about race. The colour of skin is immaterial. It's the victory that Conor's looking for. It's imperative. That's the only thing I'm saying. Conor is absolutely, unequivocally no racist. It's not about skin. No two combatants would ever get into a ring and the issue would be the colour of their opposing skin. No, absolutely not.
One of the fun storylines that came out last week was...
issue. It's not a race issue.
Right. No, and I agree wholeheartedly. Conor and Floyd Sr. Did you see that clip of Conor and Floyd's dad going back and forth?
I did see that. I had to laugh at that. I mean, Floyd Sr. is a wonderful man. I mean, if I ever met him up in the evening, I'd wheel him around in his wheelchair for half an hour, give him half an hour of fun, you know.
That's great.
I think he's a lovely man. He's an old man. I give him respect.
Maybe Tony and Floyd Sr. go toe-to-toe.
There you go.
I'll
never hit an old man. Never.
No, of course not. You're classier than that. But I did think it was very funny. The way you could tell that Conor had a lot of respect for him, despite the back and forth and the jokes. You could tell that he didn't want to rattle him up too much. It has been fun to catch up with you, Tony. It really has, and I appreciate you taking out some time to talk to us. Enjoy the ride to August 26th, and I look forward to seeing you out there at the T-Mobile Arena when it all goes down.
I can't wait, Ariel, and say good evening to all your listeners from me in Dublin.
I appreciate it. Best